Bruce Lee, the dragon who changed the world, full life success story. Introduction. He was more than a martial artist. More than an actor. More than a legend. He was a force. A man who shattered barriers, defied stereotypes, and lit a fire within millions. This is the incredible, real-life success story of Bruce Lee. Born in the year of the dragon. Bruce Lee was born on November 27, 1940, in San Francisco, California, during the hour of the dragon in the year of the dragon, an omen, perhaps, of the fire he would later bring to the world. His birth name was Lee Jun Fan, meaning, return again, as his parents hoped he would one day return to America. But the early days were anything but easy. Bruce was raised in Hong Kong, a city still recovering from World War II. He lived in a cramped apartment with his family and faced poverty, chaos, and an unstable environment. Fighting on the streets. As a boy, Bruce was energetic, mischievous, and constantly getting into fights. He was a street kid. Smart, but hot-headed. His parents, seeing this, enrolled him in Wing Chun classes under the legendary Ip Man. That decision would change Bruce's life forever. He didn't just learn how to fight. He learned discipline, focus, and the beginnings of his own personal philosophy. Be like water, flexible, formless, but powerful. America calls. At the age of 18, after a particularly violent street fight, Bruce's parents feared for his future. They sent him to the US with just $100 in his pocket. Bruce landed in Seattle, where he worked in restaurants, taught martial arts, and studied philosophy at the University of Washington. He was now a poor immigrant with an accent, but he had something most didn't: unshakable belief in himself. The key to immortality, Bruce once said, is first living a life worth remembering. A new way. Bruce didn't just teach martial arts. He began to create his own style. Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist. It was a revolutionary concept, combining speed, efficiency, and freedom from traditional rules. He opened schools, trained celebrities like Steve McQueen and James Coburn, and began auditioning for Hollywood roles. But there was a problem. Hollywood wasn't ready for an Asian lead. Despite his undeniable charisma and skill, he was rejected, passed over. Even the role he created, Kwai Chang Caine in Kung Fu, was given to a white actor in makeup. But Bruce didn't stop. Returned to roots. Frustrated by racism in Hollywood, Bruce returned to Hong Kong. There, he found that his fame had exploded thanks to his role as Kato in The Green Hornet. Studios were now lining up to work with him. He made The Big Boss, Fist of Fury, and Way of the Dragon, each more successful than the last. He was now writing, directing, choreographing, and starring in his own films. Bruce Lee wasn't just a martial artist anymore. He was a global icon. Enter the Dragon. In 1973, Bruce began work on what would become his masterpiece, Enter the Dragon. It was the first major Hollywood-Hong Kong collaboration, and it would break barriers forever. The film was groundbreaking, introducing martial arts to a global audience and presenting Bruce not as a stereotype, but as a hero with power, intelligence, and soul. But tragically, Bruce never saw the success of his greatest film. On July 20, 1973, just 6 days before the film's release, Bruce Lee died suddenly at the age of 32. A mortal impact. The world was shocked. A young, vibrant, unstoppable force, gone. But Bruce Lee's death didn't end his influence. It magnified it. His philosophy of self-mastery and discipline inspired generations. Martial arts exploded in popularity across the globe. He became a symbol of Asian pride, resilience, and power. He once said, "The successful warrior is the average man, with laser-like focus." And that's who Bruce was. Not born great, but made great through vision, sacrifice, and unrelenting effort. Life lessons from a legend. Bruce Lee's life teaches us that rejection can be the beginning of your true path. Hardship is fuel for growth. Belief in your vision, even when no one else sees it, is what makes you unstoppable. He didn't just fight on screen. He fought against prejudice, against stereotypes, and against the limits placed on him by society. Conclusion. Bruce Lee didn't live long. But he lived fully. From street fights in Hong Kong to global superstardom. From a poor dishwasher to a cultural icon. He didn't just master martial arts. He mastered life. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. That's the legacy of Bruce Lee. That's the spirit that lives on.